Hello friends, welcome to Nirmal Bang. I am Piyush Jain, and today we are going to be bringing you a new IPO, a company which has a very strong parentage, and this company is now actually helping in the delivery of government services, reaching the nook and corner of the country, helping the Tier 3 towns, Tier 2 towns across cities and length and breadth of the country. Let's understand. The name of the company is BLS Services Limited, and joining us on the show today is management, Mr. Shikhar Aggarwal, the chairman and non-executive director of the company. Shikharji, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Piyush.
So let's start from the basic question. Before we go to the journey part, let's try and understand. As we know, the parent company, BLS International, is involved in the outsourcing of the government activities from the perspective of visa, passports, is spread out across the world. BLS e-services, basically, what does it do? How it makes revenue? What type of services actually delivers to its customers? And what are its type of customers?
Correct. So see, BLS International, when we started the company, we started with the aspect that we have exclusive government contracts wherein, governments need to provide visa, passport, consular services. They don't have the bandwidth, but, we as a private provider can open an office on their behalf, provide that service and collect the money from the applicant. Same strategy, we thought that this kind of model can also work in India, which we started in the year 2016 with one of the states in India wherein a lot of government services like, birth certificate renewals, arms licenses, driving licenses, Aadhaar cards, all these government services were provided by the government department directly before, where government had difficulty in handling the big people coming in, big number of volumes. So they outsource the collection of these documents to us. We opened offices all across the geography in whatever state we got the work. And same model like visa passport, we collected money per applicant from the applicant. This was already in the tender that this price will collect from the applicant. This takes care of our rental, salaries, etc., OPEX cost, technology cost, and whatever left is our profit. So this is, in short, the business model. If you talk about the business segments in the BLS e-services, there are three business segments. One is the business correspondent business, wherein we work with a lot of public sector and private sector banks within India. SBI was one of our largest customers, is one of our largest customers. We acquired two companies called Zero Mass Private Limited and Starf in the last 2-3 years. This business has really grown. After we started, acquired this company, which were already working for one bank, we started working for many other PSU banks like Bank of Baroda, IOB, PNB, and a lot of private sector banks also, HDFC, Kotak, Karur Vyasa. So that is the business for business correspondent, wherein we have a network of, in total, we have around 90,000 plus branches pan India. Around 24,000 or 25,000 of these branches are bank business correspondent, which are spread across semi-urban, rural areas mostly, wherein people come to these branches. We are operating like a bank branch. Exclusive areas are awarded to us, wherein we do banking transactions like opening of bank accounts, savings, deposits, collection of loans. So every month, new banking services are being added, which is leading to increase in revenue from the existing branches as well as spread into new territories. So there is big growth.
Shikharji, I'm just jumping in between and then I'll again hand it over back to you. So I'm just imagining when you say business correspondent, you basically, is it something where you're handling like a proxy smaller branches in smaller cities? Like how we should imagine, like how you'd be operating these offices?
No, Piyush, I think totally, your man is totally correct, because this exactly the model is that, operating smaller bank branches in, tier 2, tier 3 cities, and even sometimes in urban areas. Sometimes we have our branches even next to the bank, because for banks, it is very costly to do the daily banking transactions. For us, so they want slowly, even if you see the RBI policy, no new branches by banks are being established. More BC model has been given importance. If you see the growth of the banking credit from 2007 2017 2022, there was a 14% growth, CAGR growth in banking credit, and 5% growth in banking deposit. That leads to growth in the banking correspondent
So,
business, increase in
so
transactions.
does that imply basically that you're being given access to the banking IT system? You're able to actually punch in the deposits, take the cash from the customers, put in into the banking system. Like how it would be actually working? I'm just trying to imagine.
Correct. So exactly, we operate as a bank branch, under it is a banking correspondent business wherein we are given access to the software by the banks where we are working for.
Ah, okay. So then
Yeah.
how you make money? Is it like spread on the volume being made? Like what's the sort of margin
So
spread
there
here?
are three things. We make money by per transaction basis. We get some commission on per transactions. We get certain monthly commissions, and we also take certain registration fees from our merchant banking partners. So there are a couple of models, for making money from this business. But as you know, in our business, we are also doing assisted e-services. So across the spectrum in BLS e-services, we have a footfall of more than 4 lakh people coming every day to our centers to
That's
avail
huge.
either. That's a huge number, across, and we are present in almost all the states of India and all union territories of India. So we are wherein we are providing banking correspondent, e-governance services. So these customers, when they are coming to our centers, they are also looking for some other services, like insurances, ticketing. So we have our core customer base of 4 lakh people that come every day because of the exclusive contracts that we have with different state governments for e-governance or banking correspondent business. And now we're trying to see that we've already started, cross-selling and upselling of different services to them. So that will lead to a growth in revenue and profitability for us.
Right. Let's continue. I had interrupted in between. Apart from the business correspondent, what are the other services which you give?
So, as I said, that the business is divided into three segments: business correspondent, e-governance is another big segment, where we operate in, a couple of states in India like UP, Rajasthan, Karnataka, West Bengal. They have outsourced certain government services to us. So, for example, in West Bengal, if you need to get land record registration done, you have in certain area it is outsourced to us. So you come to our office. In UP, we have multiple thousands of offices spread across different territories of UP, wherein people come to our centers for availing, different birth certificates, arms length, different kind of certification that they need from the government, or payment of certain fees or bills, etc. So that has been outsourced to us. So, and in this business also, the revenue model is that we collect money per transaction basis from the customer. So the commission that we collect is our revenue that we share. Some of it is shared with our merchant banking partners, and rest is retained by us. And the model is completely risk free because we maintain a wallet with our bank merchant banking partners, wherein money is first uploaded into the wallet and then you can utilize. So it's kind of a recharge system. So our risk is taken care of from that angle. Also, if I just want to mention, if you see the revenue that we have done in the entire BLS e-services last year, we did a revenue of around 250 crores and a EBITDA of around 36 crores, which was already a
Hmm.
growth of 150% compared to 2021 22. So we
And,
have
and
seen.
I was just reading those numbers only as you just spoke, and I wanted to ask you how this happened. Was there some acquisition or this was organic growth?
Correct. So it was a mix of both organic and inorganic growth. We also acquired a company. This is how the business started. In 2016, we started with some state government contracts. Then we acquired a company called Starfin, which was in the bank correspondent business. And last year also we acquired one of the largest banking correspondent in India and first bank correspondent actually, Zero Mass. So definitely growth has happened both from organic and inorganic point of view.
Right. And these acquisitions, have they given you any sort of tax benefits or they were all profitable and largely revenue-led acquisitions?
See, all the acquisitions that we do as a company are profitable. They are profitable acquisitions. We plan to recover our money within 5 to 6 years. So definitely EPS accretive from day one, which actually we can value add, grow the business further. See, after acquiring these companies, now we have got many new banks, private sector, public sector. We have rationalized our existing costs. So definitely profits have gone up.
Right. And already the sort of rationalization and synergies have been completed, or still there is a process which is going on? I'm asking because like employee costs would have been around 20 crores. If you're still sort of combining operations, then that perhaps can go down and margins could increase. So I'm trying to figure out, are we already at optimum margin level or there's still some room to go up?
See, if you talk about margin level, in BLS International, we were doing previously margin of 15-16%. We grew to 21-22%. In this business also, the margins right now is around 14%. Definitely, there is scope of growth. These through upselling and cross-selling of services to the existing customers using the same center, same manpower. Definitely, economies of scale will kick in, and definitely there will be a further scope of growth.
Right. And how the sort of order pipeline looking to you? Like order pipeline could be ascribed from the government tenders, or if you're actually looking from any perspective where you are thinking that perhaps more cross selling can happen. So how's it looking to you?
Correct. So across all the three business segments, there is a big order pipeline, big potential for growth. If you talk about the business correspondent, model, wherein we are already one of the largest players within India, with SBI and different other banks, with private sector banks, we have started adding new banks, expanding their banking branches. Banks are adding more products to the branches. So definitely there is a big potential of growth in this business across e-governance. We have now started working for 3-4 states in India. There is a big potential for growth because all the states want to outsource to similar kind of model wherein money is collected from the citizens. State budget is not used. Citizens are getting timely services delivery. Same thing that started in visa outsourcing. I would say that we are in a nascent stage of starting these kind of businesses, and I see good growth coming in. If you talk about land registration, we are one of the prime movers in India to get into land registration, different states, and I expect that with all the different states will follow a similar model. So we see the healthy order pipeline through organic initiatives, and also inorganically also going forward we look that how we can acquire companies that can lead to further growth.
Interesting. Just a word about 2.6 crores was being spent as exceptional item last year. Was it largely related to like legal or acquisition related expenses?
Correct. That's correct.
Okay. Makes sense. Apart from that, sir, what are sort of other aspirations from the perspective of launching an IPO? Obviously, being a listed company gives you a different sort of hold. But what is the amount of funds you're raising? Where you're going to use, and what's the aspiration from here?
See, first of all, we have our parent company, BLS International, is growing aggressively. We already acquired a company 2 weeks back for 50 million euro. It's called a company called iData in Turkey. The company is going very well, and now we are become the second largest visa outsourcing provider globally. So, we wanted to separate both the companies. We thought BLS e-services also has a big revenue potential. We did not want to utilize money earned in that one business in another business. BLS e-services, we thought that with the IPO, the money that we are planning to raise, 2.3 crore shares are, being offered for sale. The money will come into the company. New fresh equity will be issued around 300 crores. That will be raised. Will be utilized in a couple of things. First is that we are planning to do technology, invest in technology advancement. We want to consolidate our existing technology infrastructure. To develop new capabilities. We want to develop a mobile application. Second thing is we want to set up BLS stores across our touch points to sell more products and services and for inorganic growth purposes. So this will all be growth capital, utilized for the growth of the company.
Inorganic is fine, easy to understand. Technology is easy to understand, but I was still imagining perhaps you might be investing more to sort of support your e-services and make it more robust and more accessible to the customers. But when you say BLS stores, that gives me 2 points to ponder about, and I think our viewers would like to know more about it. One, basically, when you say BLS stores, what you're going to sell in the BLS stores, because your model is largely electronic delivery. So these BLS stores, are they going to be different, like from your business correspondent offices? Number two, stores will also actually bring their own operational cost, day-to-day cost. So how basically the margin sort of trend is going to shape from there?
Correct. So see, the investment that we are planning in the stores, across the touch points that we have, 90,000 plus touch points, we are planning to convert around more than 1,000 of them to BLS stores. We have seen that big footfall is coming in our centers across the spectrum, and these customers are asking for different products and services. So definitely, we thought that, and we've already done some pilots, and they have been hugely successful. So with
Like
this,
for example, what would be the products they would be asking for? all your
Correct.
products or outside the spectrum also?
No, outside, see, from a service point of view, we want to start selling insurance products, crop insurance, motor insurance, health insurance,
Okay.
hospicash, different kind of things. We want to start ticketing products. We want to start PAN card enrollment. Also we're in touch with DMAT companies who want, like to open DMAT accounts on behalf of them. Bank KYC we can do with private sector banks in
So
terms of
I
product.
would actually then bring it like this, that you actually would be continuously mining up the customer data. Customers will keep on increasing, so that gives you a sort of solid customer base. On the same customer base, you will actually try to sell more and more and more services. So that eventually it starts becoming a moat, because you're not spending on acquiring customer. You are actually going to sell more and more, and that actually increases your margin also. Will that be right
Exactly.
assumption?
That's exactly correct. That is the strategy behind. And you see with the exclusive contracts that we have, the customer footfall that we are having, and the demand from the customers also. We have analyzed this properly, done pilots, done surveys. Only then, we thought that this model would work. We do not want to do any experiment. We know that, after this we've already seen some traction, that revenue profitability should go up, and the kind of plans that we have in the future, I think this model would fit perfectly in our strategy.
Of course, if you have a rural center and they're coming to you for these basic services, they trust you. They will come and take all crop insurance and everything from you. So definitely, actually makes sense. And I think that actually um, is something which I think our viewers will actually like a lot, because it's something which is going to give a good sort of margin view from there. So overall, sounds good, Shikharji. I think it's a great business, perhaps, and also a great vintage point of view from BLS International. We actually give you all the best wishes from our side for your IPO, and also we'll hope to stay in touch for updates on both the companies.
Thank you so much, Piyush. Thank you so much.
And dear viewers, hope you enjoyed this conversation. For now, it's a wrap on the show.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Nirmal Bang.